Now to China, where nearly 3,000 delegates are gathering for the annual get-together of the country's political elite, the National People's Congress. The Communist Party's showpiece lays out policy for the year ahead, with the economy struggling and regional tensions running high over Taiwan. In a surprise move, Beijing has scrapped the traditional news conference with the Premier Li Qiang, one of the few opportunities for journalists to question a Chinese leader. Our reporter Clifford Coonan has more on this year's Congress.
It's Chinese political theatre at its finest. Thousands of Communist Party delegates gathered beneath red flags in Beijing's Great Hall of the People for China's annual legislature. The National People's Congress is basically a rubber stamp parliament, but the event does offer signals of how the ruling communist elite will balance the need to kickstart the flagging economy with leader Xi Jinping's focus on security and expanding the party's role. Beijing's stance on self-ruled Taiwan always attracts attention. While no one expects meaningful policy changes at the NPC, recent weeks have seen China reiterate its opposition to any US support for Taiwan, which Beijing claims as its own.
China has always firmly opposed the United States engaging in any form of official exchanges with the Taiwan authorities, and firmly opposes interference in Taiwan's affairs in any way.
Speculation swirls around the fate of Qin Gang, the former foreign minister and Xi protege, who's not been seen since last June after rumours of an affair. Ex-Defence Minister Li Qiang also vanished last year. Xi is serving an unprecedented third term as leader. His rule has been characterised by a focus on national security, even at the expense of economic growth or business confidence. The world's second largest economy is losing impetus as the government tightens its grip on companies and debt levels surge after a bursting of a real estate bubble. Xi has prioritised security and foreign policies that build ties with Russia and the global south, while taking a more aggressive tone against the West, especially the United States. Now China is trying to ease relations with the West because it needs foreign investment. The MPC will also reveal Beijing's planned spending on national defence, which is likely to keep increasing. But this is primarily about a display of power. The real decisions have already been made behind the scenes.
A report from our Asia analyst and reporter, Clifford Coonan, who joins me now. Welcome, Cliff. So we just heard highly choreographed event taking place against a background of slowing economic growth and increasing debt. So is there anything particular you're going to be looking out for?
Well, I think we'll be looking for clues. This is always a very, as we mentioned, a choreographed event. The decisions have already been made. We want to know what those decisions are because traditionally you have all the pomp and circumstance in the Great Hall of the People, but actually finding out what is happening within this opaque black box of power that is at the heart of power in China, how decisions are made. That's what we're always looking for at the NPC. Despite all the pageantry, we want to actually find out what's happening in China. OK.
Now, one of the things that's not happening is the press conference that's usually given by the Premier, Li Qiang, not holding a news conference after this event. And this is a big deal.
It is. I mean, this is the only contact between the world media and the ruling party in the world's second biggest economy that there is. And now there's none. There's basically no official point of contact. It was a very stage-managed event. The questions are chosen in advance. I remember one year being told that maybe I could ask a question and then 2 days later being told what that question was going to be. Right. So these aren't real questions, but and one year Reuters, the news agency, broke this pact and they asked a real question and it caused incredible trouble. Reuters was frozen out for ages. So there's all kinds of, it was, even though it was very little contact, it was still something. Now there's nothing. So people are wondering what's going on with this. Maybe it's Xi Jinping showing just how powerful he is by taking the Premier, because it was always given by the Premier, taking Li Qiang out of the equation. And now here we are, 12 years into, well into his third term of power, and we have no idea what direction he's taking this massive country.
OK, and a brief word on that direction, because as the economic indicators worsen, do we expect a change of policy? You said that's one of the things that you're going to be looking out for.
Yeah, I mean, people are looking to see if the government tries to spend its way out of trouble, but it has difficulty there. I think what we're going to see is that it's going to try and get closer relations to the US so that it can basically sell its goods to the West and to Europe and the US. And I think it's going to try and make nice at the same time while showing itself to be a very powerful country. So it's a balancing act that it's got to do.
OK, thank you for that, Cliff. TW Asia analyst, Clifford Coonan. Thank you so much.